Hello, people. It's your boy Osman back again with another video. It's been a while. It definitely has. It feels like ages. Definitely feels like ages. But as you can see, I am sat in the garden. It's a lot cooler now. I mean, if you've been to my house, you know it's basically a sauna where I normally record. So there's no way in hell I'm gonna record upstairs. But anyways, as you can see from the title, Rafael Varane has agreed personal terms to join Manchester United. That is the story on today's agenda. As always, make sure you slap a like, subscribe to the channel, and also follow me on Usman Talks United. There is going to be an update. Basically, an update video tomorrow, coming up some point tomorrow. It is Eid tomorrow, so I don't actually know what time I'm recording, when I'm recording, that kind of thing. But if I do get around to it, either tomorrow, Wednesday, or Thursday, one of those days, there's going to be an update video. Basically, in that update video, I'm going to explain what's happening in the channel in the foreseeable future. If you have been following us for a while, you'd be well aware that we haven't uploaded regularly for a while now. However, that is going to be something that we continue to do in a short period of time in the near future, basically what I'm getting at. But anyways, enough waffling. Make sure you stop a like. 20 of you joining us live on the stream, so make sure you subscribe to the channel. As you can see, different change of scenery, but you love to see it. Your boys here. First and foremost, just want to start with a bit of a needle story. I've seen a lot of reports regarding Van der Beek in particular. Don't worry, I know a lot of you here for the Varane news. Don't worry, we'll get into that. But a lot of people are reporting about Van der Beek in particular. Manchester United offering him a loan move out of the club. I mean, I've seen one just recently. Apparently, we're going to give him to Barcelona in exchange for Umtiti. Like, what? What? Who makes up these rumors? Like, for me personally, that's complete and utter nonsense. I might be stand corrected. Who knows in a couple of days? But there's no way we're gonna swap Van der Beek for Umtiti. Like, we're gonna get Varane. I mean, as you can see from the title of this video, we're gonna get Rafael Varane. Again, I'm not gonna sit here and say 100% it's happening, but there is a strong chance that it can happen. I've got a good source close to Varane. Obviously, who is it again? His sister's boyfriend's older sister. She told me on the phone that Varane's coming United. But honestly, we will be touching on it shortly. But yeah, coming back to Van der Beek. First and foremost, if you're joining us, make sure you get your comments in. I will put them on the screen. I want to hear from you guys as well that are listening. Don't be shy. Get your comments in, all that good stuff. Make sure you slap a like and all that. But what are your thoughts on Van der Beek? What are your thoughts on Van der Beek? If you're a Man United fan, if you're a rival fan, do you think Man United should be getting rid of Van der Beek? Should we allow him to go on loan? Are we ruining this kid's career? That is another question for you guys. Are Manchester United ruining Van der Beek's career? Because there are a lot of rumours, not just the Barcelona, but a lot of rumours saying that Man United are open to either selling him or swapping him out on loan. I mean, for me personally, it's really upsetting. It's really sad, if that is the case, if that is what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has got planned for him, if he's trying to get rid of him to maybe make way for Saul Niguez, which we will speak about shortly as well. But it's going to be disappointing because he hasn't had a fair chance for me personally, and I want to see him given the opportunity this season to prove his worth. I think he's a top quality player, but obviously that's just my opinion, and that's kind of irrelevant because I don't pick the team. But regarding the Van der Beek rumors, I personally think there's somewhat truth in there that they potentially are trying to get rid of him or sell him, loan him, that kind of thing. But the Barcelona rumor to swap for MT just seems like complete and utter nonsense. I've seen other ones, but I think that one, I just had to get rid of that one. But anyways, quickly, as we're on the topic, Saul Niguez. Again, a lot of reports regarding Saul Niguez of late. Is he coming to Manchester United? That is a question. For me personally, the Saul Niguez one, again, very happy about that if true. However, it does really make me feel that Pogba's on his way out, because I just don't see where Saul Niguez comes into this team and doesn't start, because he's a top quality player. I mean, of course, he's just won the league at Atletico Madrid. Why would he even come to United? First and foremost, he might win a new challenge. We don't know. But regarding Saul Niguez, if we can land Saul, bro, that he's a techie player. And these Spanish ballers, you got to look out for them, man. And to be fair, he would be a massive upgrade of what we've currently got, which is McFred. Anyways, let's get a couple of comments in there. Big Ron, good evening, Ron. If you haven't, Ron, make sure you check out my second channel, Usman Talks. I need you to check it out because I want your opinions. But anyways, waffling there. Let's get another comment on Skeptic. Oops, sorry, Ty. Skeptic saying Donny's a great player. If we can't use him, then I don't know who will come to our club. As I've heard, we're looking to keep Lings. Good point as well, actually, Andre Lings. Just quickly on Sal Niguez, for me personally, I can only see him coming if we get rid of Paul Pogba. That's just how I feel. So does that mean Paul Pogba's on the way out? I just don't see why we would sell. I mean, Pogba or Van de Beek, one of them has to be leaving. Sal's coming in. I mean, I wouldn't be mad about it because he's an absolute top baller. But at the same time, I mean, one of them's got to go. There's no way we get Saul in, got Van de Beek, Pogba. Of course, McFred are going to be playing. We know that already. So, let's just quickly comment here. Big up Usman inside. Yes, Ty. My guy, hopefully you're doing well as always. Thank you for showing love and coming through. Shahid, so frustrated for United. Taken forever to get a deal done. Always worried about someone else hijacking. I mean, look how long it's taken them to announce Sancho. Like, what is going off with his club? Just announce Sancho. They're taking absolutely ages. I'm assuming there's something that they've got planned behind the scenes, but there's a lot to discuss. I mean, in terms of what I just mentioned already, Van der Beek, Saul Niguez, and someone just mentioned Jesse Lingard, who I actually forgot about. So thank you for bringing that up, Skeptic. Shout out to you, bro. What are your thoughts on them two in particular, Van der Beek and Saul? Do you think that could potentially be a swap? I mean, I don't think Atletico would take Van der Beek. I don't see him fitting into their style of play, but just as a hypothetical. But let's get on to Jesse Lingard, as it's been mentioned in the chat. First and foremost, what are your guys' thoughts on Lingard? I'm just going to keep it 100 with you guys. For me personally, I'm a huge fan of Jesse Lingard in terms of him as a player. Okay, I think he's a very good squad player. That's something I've been very consistent with. In terms of a human being, he's absolutely top human being. I've never had the pleasure of meeting him, but you can just tell by his interviews, everyone, just his sort of demeanor around the dressing room. You can tell he's a positive lad. He's always up for a laugh, that kind of thing. So he's a positive influence to have in the dressing room. He's the kind of people you want to be around, basically. So in that sense, of course, he's a positive. However, my standpoint on Jesse Lingard is very simple. I would have loved to have kept him if he would have been happy to be a squad player, but I know he's not happy to be a squad player. Since he's gone to West Ham, he's found his feet again. He quite clearly looks a different human being. He just looks himself again. He's been happy. He's been living his best life with Declan Rice in particular. Their link up has been, beautiful to see, and just the sort of camaraderie, the bromance that they've blossomed into having is nice to see, man. And the day, I just want the best for the guy, and for me personally, the best for him on a personal level would be leaving Manchester United Football Club. The reason I say that is because he's not going to play week in, week out at Manchester United. At West Ham, that is guaranteed. There's a World Cup next year. He needs to be vying for a place for that World Cup squad. You saw how close we were to winning it. He needs to be a part of that squad coming next season, and he's not going to achieve that if he's at Man United, bar us getting loads of injuries. That's the only way I can see Jesse Lingard playing week in, week out for Man United. And to be honest, he's a very good asset to have in the squad, like I've already mentioned. Fantastic squad player, but I mean, he deserves better than that, which is what I'm trying to get at. So for his own sake, I would like him to leave. If he's happy to be a squad player and, bit part player, so to speak, then I'm more than happy to keep him. But I just think for his own career, he should leave and continue to flourish at West Ham or wherever the club wishes to inquire about it. Right, let's go. Shahid, bro, it's all about building a squad and not just first team example. Look at City bench and all and make our first. I mean, look, I hear that point. I completely hear what that you're saying, Shahid. But, just to reiterate what I'm saying, he's not going to be playing. I mean, is he happy to be a squad player? I feel like he won't be. I think he's going to be vying for a place in the first team consistently. And for me personally, I just don't see him getting many minutes. And I want to see him in the World Cup squad. And like I said, it's up to him at the end of the day. If he's happy to be a bit part player, then by all means, I'm not going to sit here and say, let's get rid of him. I'd be happy to keep him if he's happy in that sense. But I just think he deserves better. That's just where I see it. Obviously, you're entitled to your opinions, but that's just me. If Ollie ain't going to be able to replace Jesse, Ollie might as well keep him. I mean, we just signed Jadon Sancho. Like, where does Jesse fit in? That's my question to the chat that's tuning in here. Where does Jesse Lingard fit into this team? I mean, we've got Jadon Sancho, we've got Martial, we've got Rashford, we've got Greenwood that all play on the wing potentially in case with Greenwood and Martial, okay, it is what it is. Then you've potentially got the likes of Amad Diallo coming through the ranks as well. Of course, Dan James is still there. I would have sold him, but that's just me. I mean, Palestri showed what he's capable of, although Oli said he's going on a loan, which I do agree with, by the way. I think Oli's done the right thing there, sending him on loan. He needs to get minutes as well to increase his, ability, so to speak. But where does Lingard fit in there? Also, you got to. There's so many answers where I'm sat. It's unreal. You also got to factor in the fact that if he plays in calm, which I think is probably his preferred position, you got Bruno Fernandes there. Van der Beek's barely getting a minute as it is, and I would say Van der Beek's better than Lingard. Although Oli would probably prefer Lingard to play over Van der Beek, but as a player, he's shown his worth at West Ham. He's shown his worth at United as well, off the bench as well. So I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to keeping him. I just don't see how it works out where all parties are happy, and at the end of the day, he needs to look out for himself. You got United way in the chat. Make sure you show love in the chat as well. Make sure you drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new. But anyways, let's get into the defenders. Of course, the titles, says that I'm going to be talking about Varane quite a lot. But let's get into Trippier first and foremost before we get into the Varane. Also, if there's anyone else that you want me to discuss, please just put in the chat, because the Lingard thing I completely forgot about. Obviously, Sal and Agrres against one reminded me in the chat regarding him. But yeah, if there's anyone else you want me to discuss, if you've got any questions, that kind of thing, just put them in while I'm discussing Trippier and, of course, Rafael Varane. Moving on to Trippier first and foremost, the price. Apparently, the reports kind of contradict themselves with the Trippier situation. Some reports are saying that Trippier is worth 40 million, or Athletic Madrid asking for 40 million. I mean, that was a while back. Some reports are saying they want 20 to 16 million, which for me personally, if we were to get Trippier, let's say for 16 million, I think that's a good price for him. I think I would almost go as far as say that's a bargain for him, because a player of his experience, a player of his caliber, 60 million. I mean, what he's going to bring to the team, not only is going to challenge Wan-Bissaka, for his position, but on top of that, he's just going to bring that experience that we need as well, and he gives us options. He's a very good attacking fullback. Okay, granted, he's probably not as quick as he once was, but he basically could give the kick up the backside, which is what tells it to show potential to Wan-Bissaka. But on top of that, Wan-Bissaka training with a proper right back who can attack and defend. I mean, he's only gonna learn a lot from him. For me personally, it's a no-brainer. I think get him through the line. If you've got money for a CDM and Trippier, then I think that's an absolute no-brainer. It is interesting that we haven't been linked to CDM though, as around the topic. I mean, what are your thoughts on that one? Like, I just don't know what's going on there, because for me personally, that is the most important position. We kind of link to every other position apart from a CDM, so that's an interesting one. Just a comedy from Skeptic. We still have Delo. Good point. I mean, Delo for me is not going to get any minutes under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He doesn't trust him, and it's interesting because Delo has got all the talent in the world to going forward. I think he could potentially be something going forward. Defensively, he leaves me. Yeah, he's just not great, is he? I mean, defensively, he's not great. I would keep Delo as opposed to trying to stand Trippier. A lot of people are saying that in the chat. I mean, I understand that, but I'm trying to see it from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's perspective. Is Ole going to do that? I just don't think Ole's going to do that. I don't see Ole keeping Delo. I think Ole's going to try and sell Delo, get Trippier. I mean, it's in terms of money wise, it's like for like. But I personally, the reason I'd go for Trippier over Delo, this is the reason I'm thinking is, get Trippier in for a couple of years. I mean, let's just say 2 years, hypothetically speaking. Hopefully, in those 2 years, Wan-Bissaka's improved. Hopefully, in those 2 years, Trippier's kind of getting to the end of his powers, so to speak, and bring Ethan Laird through. I think keep loaning Ethan Laird out. He's the future of Manchester United at right back. I think this answer my ears now, brilliant. But he's the future of Manchester United for me personally. Laird is a real talent from what I've seen. Again, a young prospect that needs the proper coaching and development. I don't want to see him being rushed into the team, which potentially could happen if we get a Delo Williams. I would loan out Williams, which it seems like it's going to happen, with some positive. Regarding Delo, I would love to see him stay, but I just can't see Ole doing that. So I'd sell him 15, 20 million, put that towards a DM. I mean, I think that's an absolute no-brainer for me. But let's quickly get some more comments on the screen. If we play 4-5-1 with McTominay, Sal, Pogba, Bruno, and Sancho, bro, that doesn't work at all, mate. Who's gonna play left wing then? So you got McTominay, Sal, and Pogba and Bruno. So you're putting Pogba left wing and obviously Sancho being right wing. I mean, I'm not. I wouldn't do that. We've got Marcus Rashford. But anyways, Varane has become a centre back worse than Ben White as soon as he is linked with United. I mean, yeah, look, that's the standard rival fans. I don't know why it took me so long to read that, but that's the standard rival fans. At the end of the day, we can't control them. You know, they're just jealous of it. The fact that we can get Varane for less than Ben White is an absolute joke in itself, but that is just how the transfer window is. Also, what do you think of the new coach Oli took from Chelsea, Ramsey? Yeah, look, first and foremost, regarding him, I'm not going to sit and say I know a lot about him. You know, obviously, since I've seen the reports, I read up a bit about him, and it seems like it's a positive. I mean, I have been very critical of the coaching staff at Manchester United. I've said numerous occasions, if Oli wants to be successful, he needs to get some new coaching staff around him because these guys are inexperienced and some of them haven't got a clue what they're doing, quite evidently, based on what we see on the pitch week in, week out. So Ramsey, if I'm not mistaken, highly sought out, you know, coach first and foremost. But I believe he's a specialist in set pieces in particular. So he's going to hopefully improve that aspect of our game because we have scored next to no set pieces. He's seen England, Maguire's been scoring, you know, in general, England been scoring set pieces. Man United seem to struggle with scoring set pieces. So hopefully that aspect of the game improves. But also, I believe, again, I might be wrong here, so feel free to correct me in the chat. But I also believe that he works on passing the ball out the back as well. Again, I like it. Possession-based football, that's what we want to see. I want to see his controlling games, and if he helps us improve that via the training methods that he's got, then I'm all for it. It's as simple as that. But again, I might be wrong, so feel free to correct me in the chat. Let's get your thoughts. Williams will be gone a couple of years. I mean, Williams, you know, Williams for me has been one of the biggest disappointments in recent years, I must say, because Williams burst onto scene a couple of years ago, let's say 2 years ago, I think it was, looked like a prospect. He looked like he could be the future of the at left back potentially, even at right back. You know, he's a right footed playing at left back, whatever, either or. I mean, I genuinely saw a lot of talent, and I'm sure a lot of people would agree with that. I mean, the way he was going forward, he was fearless in his first couple of games in particular. I'm not saying the talent's not there. I mean, I don't know what's happened to him. He's been absolutely shocking this the past season when he's playing. I mean, I understand that he's hardly had a kick, so I do give him a bit of benefit of doubt there, but he's just not doing the basics like what he would used to do, like run past the man, overlapping, getting a good ball into the box. And for whatever reason, maybe a confidence issue or lack of minutes, whatever it may be, he needs a loan. I mean, I'm not giving up on the guy. He's still very young, a lot of time to, you know, obviously improve, find his feet again, whatever it may be. He needs to be playing week in, week out. Similar to what we did with Fosu Mensah when he went to Crystal Palace and Fulham in particular. We saw that he wasn't good enough at those loan spells, even though he wasn't even getting a game for Fulham towards the end. But we need to do that with Williams. He needs to be playing like a Crystal Palace, hypothetically speaking. He needs to be playing the Premier League week in, week out, hopefully. We can see where that leads us. What do you think of the Lingard situation? I have already answered this, Akil, but obviously because you're the homie, I'll keep it short and sweet. Regarding Jesse Lingard, I think it's in his best interest to leave the club because he's not going to be playing for a week in, week out at Man United, and he's better off elsewhere because he could flourish elsewhere. So for me personally, I think he should leave. From his own perspective, I'm happy to keep him if he's happy to be a squad player, basically. But I just don't see why he would do that personally. For me, Donny has to get a run of games. Completely agree. No Saul left wing is show overlapping. I mean, Saul left wing. I mean, no. Does Saul play left wing? Am I missing something here? Like, sorry if I just thought he's a midfielder, but I might have just got that completely wrong and got him confused with someone else. Am I getting him confused with Koke? I don't know actually. Big Ron saying AWB and Sancho played in front of him now. AWB can concentrate on defending and support Sancho. Absolutely, completely agree. Hopefully, we see a good partnership. Make sure you do slap a like on the video. I know I say like every 4 seconds, but it just makes such a big difference to help us grow as a channel. I know most of you guys in the chat are regulars, so I appreciate you, but it just help a brother out basically. I keep forgetting who this is. Obviously, I've got you on Twitter. I know I have, but I do apologize again. Imagine Varane and Sancho get no. The washing line's coming in. Right, imagine Varane and Sancho get announced at the same time, both sitting in the middle of Old Trafford playing the piano. I mean, no piano. Oops, wrong comment. No pianos. I don't want to see any pianos anywhere. Neither club. No pianos. Please stay away from that. If we get Varane, Sancho, where do you think we should finish? And what is your target for Ali? I mean, if we get Sancho and Varane, I mean, I will still definitely need a CDM. Just FYI. So I'm assuming you just saying we get just them too. Yeah, Ollie has to be competing, man. There's no excuse. I'm not saying he should win the title without a CDM. However, you can get around it. It's not impossible for Ollie to, think of alternative. He's a coach. He's getting paid a lot of money. Yeah, I'm Manchester United. You're not getting a CDM. Okay, fair enough. I agree that isn't okay. But at the same time, you can't just sit there and feel sorry for yourself. You're getting a top player in Varane and you're getting a top young prospect in Sancho, who's proven in the last couple of years that he's one of the best about it for his age group. So absolutely no excuse. He's got so much attacking talent there. You got Sancho, Martial, Rashford. Yes, I said Martial before someone says it. Sancho, Martial, Rashford, Greenwood, Cavani as a front five. I mean, you could throw Dan James in there if you really want to. Potentially Jesse Lingard. Behind that, you got Bruno Fernandes. You got Paul Labelle, Pogba, you got Van der Beek. I mean, there's a lot to go with there. There's a lot of variety of how he can play. I mean, there's so much talent there. So he definitely should be competing for the title if we get both of them. Simple as that. Why would you not want Sal? We don't even play Donny, and where does he fit unless Pogba left? I mean, I completely agree. I've already said that. Anyways, why do I have a funny feeling Lindelof will be converted into a CDM if Varane arrives? I mean, Daily Blind should have been converted into a CDM. I mean, it really should have. I'm really disappointed that didn't happen. I mean, regarding Lindelof, it would be interesting. I mean, obviously, he probably it's a short call, isn't it? He's not going to be world class or anything as a CDM, but I won't be surprised if he's decent. I'm not going to lie because I like his passing range. It'd be interesting to see what he can do in that position, but again, I just don't know. Lindelof played there previously. Skeptic. I mean, I wasn't sure. Thought he played fullback as well, but it is where it is. But look, Lindelof CDM it's not the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Lindelof could be our new Tranche. Do you think reports about a switch of formation to a 4-3 suggest a new CDM? I mean, my sort of standpoint on that, Akil, is I'll believe it when I see it. That's the way I am at the moment. You know, I've heard all this talk from Ollie before in the past. I want to see it on the pitch. You saying that we might want to play more attacking football. I mean, if Coach Ramsey is coming and implementing that, by all means, more power to the guy. But I want to see it. The proof is in the pudding. It's as simple as that. Enough talk. We've been speaking for how many years? We haven't won a trophy. Simple as that. Show us on the pitch. Show us what you're about. This goes to all the coaching staff, not just Ollie. And we'll take it from there because at the end of the day, there's no point in talking anymore. This season, he has to win something. Otherwise, he has to bounce. 4 years without a trophy as a manager of Manchester United. I mean, I'm sorry. My patience already ran out with him. It's very thin. I mean, I think the squad is good enough to be winning a trophy at least, especially a Europa League. And he didn't even deliver that. So for me personally, if you don't win anything, on your bike. But to answer your question, I don't think it means that we're going to get a CDM because I just don't see who it could be. We aren't linked with anyone. There's not really anyone that's standing out to me and really jumping out to me. Oh, yeah, Man United again, that person, if that makes sense. But anyways, Lindelof is worth a shout, but he can pass the ball. Just a strength issue for me. I mean, Lindelof is CDM. I won't be opposed to him trying it. I'd rather see Lindelof there than bloody McFred. Put it that way, because he can actually pass the ball. But Fred potentially could do well there. But again, for Brazil, he didn't play CDM. He played box to box with Casemiro next to him. I mean, Fred for me is very simple. Fred is basically Herrera's replacement in terms of his role as Manchester United. Great squad player. But he's just not that guy to be starting week in, week out. I don't think we can play 4-2-3-1. Ollie is beginning to realise this. I mean, a big run. I don't know where you've got that, unless Ollie's called you personally and told you that. I don't know where you've got that information from. I really don't. But listen, you might be in the know, and what do I know? Do you know what I'm saying? But anyways, let's get on to the last story of the show, which of course is Raphael Varane to Manchester United. As the title suggests, he has agreed personal terms. I'm sure most of you will already be aware of this. It was tweeted out a couple of days ago. As I said, we kind of enjoyed the sun, as you can probably tell by my time. But is he going to come? That is the question. There's also contrasting reports now saying that Real Madrid, in particular Ancelotti, has somewhat improved his relationship with Varane because they've now got the same agent. I mean, that just seems like an absolute nothing story. I mean, just because you get the same agent as the player doesn't mean that, oh yeah, we're best mates now. Like, do you know what I mean? Oh, I just don't see why that would factor too much. Is Ancelotti really in charge of negotiations? I don't think he is in charge. That comes down to the board. Are they willing to pay him? But look, Man United are quite evidently paying a lot more money than other teams like PSG, Real Madrid for Varane service. It's being said from his own mouth that he wants a new challenge and he wants to taste the Premier League. So a lot of positives. I mean, I'm covered in ants here. I'm not gonna lie. So make sure you slap a like on the video because man is sat in ants invested flipping seat, as you can imagine because of the heat. But yeah, as I was saying, a lot of positives coming out from Varane's side in terms of he wants a new challenge in the Premier League. You know, they've agreed personal terms. It wasn't an issue to 2026. I didn't expect it to be an issue. You throw money at these guys and they're like, yes, thank you very much. But yeah, I didn't expect that to be an issue. So it just comes down to the fee. I mean, Fabrizio Romano has come out and said that Man United and Real Madrid are currently discussing the fee, and in the next couple of days, that will be something that will materialize and hopefully in a positive way that they agreed to something, because this is my issue and why I'm not getting overly excited. Yes, he's agreed personal terms, so it's not clickbait before he killed me. But the reason I'm not getting overly excited is that Man United going to penny pinch again. You've seen it with Bruno Fernandes, was it last summer? No, the summer prior. You've seen it with Jadon Sancho. Last summer we penny pinch. Okay, granted we got both of them players in the end, but it was for Bruno. It was half a season too late. Sancho a season too late. We should have had him last summer. And for me personally, that is a massive concern. However, again, coming back to some of the positives, it does seem that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer really wants him. And if he does secure Varane, fair play to Ole. I know a lot of rival fans are saying, oh, he's not better than Ben White. I mean, in what universe is Ben White better than Varane? Like, what a ridiculous comment. In what universe is better? Like, Ben White, like, relax and stay in your lane, man. By all means, it's a good signing for us. I don't know why they're comparing to Varane. Man's won 4 Champions League, man, and the World Cup, man. Just shut up. He probably doesn't even know who Ben White is. But for me personally, a lot of positives regarding Varane. I'm just a bit skeptical regarding the price. It's a pretty straightforward deal, to be honest. Put the money on the table and they'll probably accept it because he's only got 1 year left. Again, there's rumours that he might be running down his contract, yada, 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 that kind of thing. Again, that's all smokescreen potentially. God knows, that might be something from his agent as a negotiation chip just to get the Real Madrid to pay the money. Who knows? We don't know, man. We saw with Sergio Ramos a couple of years back. He was linked to Man United. He was adamant that he was leaving. Then all of a sudden, Real Madrid come in and say, okay, here's your money. And he stayed. I mean, Varane could quite easily do the same thing. He's 28. He's at the peak of his powers in terms of his age. Okay, granted, he's had he's had a shaky season with a lot of mistakes, but he's still top quality centre back. If we can get it done, I'll be absolutely buzzing. It's a good addition to Harry Maguire. I mean, Maguire's coming off the back of a very positive Euros and hopefully can build on that. And Varane will be a great partner for him. He's quick. Yes, he hasn't so-called proven it without Ramos, although he's won a World Cup without him. I mean, people just make up nonsense. But yeah, it would be a good partnership. Do they complement each other? I mean, there's a case that they don't. They might be very similar in a sense, but for me personally, you can't shy away from Varane. A massive upgrade on Lindelof, and he would massively improve our defense. Hopefully, it'd improve Wan-Bissaka as well. A bit of leadership next to him instead of Lindelof being there. Again, we will miss Lindelof's ball distribution. That has been a huge positive regarding that. But anyways, let's get some of your last comments in, and then I'm going to wrap it. Big Ron saying the 4-3-3 rumors, playing 3 up top and Bruno at 10 is not sustainable. I mean, we are going to do a podcast next week, probably Thursday. I think the main podcast can be every Thursday. I think that's what I'm thinking in my head, but we'll have to wait and see what I confirm in the next couple of days. But anyways, I digress. Yeah, so we are gonna touch upon all these things in the podcast in a bit more detail. Big Ron said, don't want to go into too much detail, but just to give my 2 cents, so to speak. I mean, if we had a CDM, I would be happy to see a 4-3-3, but with 2 8s, Bruno and Pogba being the 8s, of course. I mean, Man City do it. They've got Fernandinho, people will say. But Man City do it. The reason they do it so well is because they control the ball. If you're going to go to a 4-3-3, it's all about control. You've got to control the game. Of course, in some instances, you're not going to have that luxury of being able to control every single game. Let's just take Italy, for example. They play a 4-3-3. In particular, of course, they won the Euros with it. But some games they didn't control the game, like the Spain game, they dug in deep, something they offered something in the break. That's something Man United can definitely do. But it's just having that base. There he was Jorginho, isn't really a recognised CDM, so to speak. He's more of a box to an extent, although he controls the game. So yeah, we could potentially do that as well. We just need a Jorginho basically to go and sit in that hole and hopefully allow the others to have a license to join the attack. As United, we're saying, can everyone in the chat smash a like and subscribe if you are new? As always, we appreciate the support. Just when you heard about the agents license and agent caps, the FIFA bringing in 2022, which is next year. Mino will want to do business this summer. That's a good point. I mean, I haven't heard of that, but obviously I'll take your word for it. Agent cap. I mean, this is long overdue. Honestly, if this is factual information, then by all means, that's brilliant news. It does make sense because I heard something like, is it Haaland? Yeah, I think I heard something about Haaland going to Chelsea and Mina Raiola. I don't know if this is factual. Mina Raiola wanted 34 million or something stupid from that deal. I mean, that is outrageous. An agent getting 34 million. So just to put that into context, the club, i.e. Dortmund, don't get 34 million. 34 million goes to Raiola for completing the deal. I mean, what? Like, how? How is that allowed? Like, that has to be capped. So hopefully that is true. I mean, the agents for me have got way too much power in football, but it is what it is. We'll leave that for another day. But yeah, like I said, in the coming days, I will do an update video. So basically, on the video, I'm going to go into detail regarding so kind of how the sort of schedule of the channel is going to be. So we're going to have a very regimented, so to speak, schedule. So every single day, you'll know what's going to happen, podcast-wise, content-wise. So hopefully that will help get some more, I suppose, traction to an extent. But for your guys' sake, when the shows are weekly. So I will do that in the next coming days. So make sure you stay tuned for that video. It's going to call channel updates. But in the meantime, if you are new, make sure you do drop a like and subscribe to the channel. We've got a lot of shows coming for you guys. Like I already just said, the Man United podcast is going to be on every Thursday, just like it was the season before. I mean, we're back in the Champions League. So we don't need to do anything unless we get kicked out. Bloody hell. Imagine we get kicked out. So yeah, hopefully it'll be on the Thursday every week. Not really worked out time, maybe 7, 8 p.m., that kind of thing. Again, we'll announce it all on the channel updates. But yeah, we'll be getting your favorite sort of guests on, other sort of content creators, that kind of thing. Hopefully as many collabs as we possibly can to help grow the channel, that kind of thing. But yeah, stay tuned for that. I have actually got a second channel, which is called Usman Talks. Not the United at the end, just Usman Talks. If you have seen that series on this channel, it has actually been moved over to another channel, which is my second channel. Basically, that channel is all about mental health, that kind of thing. So mental health, racism in football, sharing some of my poetry. I know I write poetry. Can you believe it? So that kind of thing, that's all on the channel. Make sure you check it out. I probably should put the link in the description for all of you that are watching on repeat. Rayan, big up. Usman, yes, bro. Hopefully you're doing well. Definitely to get you on the show because you crap me up with your outlandish statements, but it is what it is. At least you stick to your guns. But yeah, so check out the next channel. Upload at 8 o'clock on that. It's basically me doing some spoken words. I'm going to be doing a bit of poetry on racism, in particular the Sancho, Sterling, and Saka situation. So yeah, check that out. 8 p.m. That's going to be dropping live on Usman Talks. I will probably put the link down below in the description if you find it hard to find that channel. Make sure you subscribe to that one because we've only got 25 subs on there. If you're a fan of my content, I would appreciate the support on that one as well. But yeah, apart from that, it's been your boy. Just to quickly summarize, Rafael Varane has agreed personal terms with Manchester United 2026. It's just a matter of agreeing a fee with Real Madrid. That is the question. Are we going to be able to get a fee done and do it swiftly? Because I do not want to see another team dipping in and getting Varane, because we need to lock up this deal and get onto the next situation with, hopefully, in my eyes, would be a CDM. I mean, I would have done that first, but that's just me. Personally, apart from that, it's been your boy, Usman. Hopefully you guys enjoyed a bit of a different view. I mean, I personally have enjoyed it being outside because it's like 90 degrees inside. But yeah, it is what it is. Drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content outside. I mean, I can make that happen. It's not a problem. But anyways, it's been your boy, Usman. Peace.